Previously on the road to glory.
Picnic over, we cruise to our overnight halt, with our cars still running beautifully.
Oh, you actually get Ferrari for fuck! So yeah, last race, the opening episode of this entire series. Grand success, I think you'll agree. Yes, we're back. It wasn't just a joke last episode. We are actually doing this. This actually is a series. The F1 Road to Glory in 2021 is back again with the most questionable Ferrari we've had in ages, and we've still got a green screen on the back. That's still a thing. We've got some updates though on actually the car livery mod. We've now actually got the kind of pointy little nose, so that's something that's not going to add any performance, unfortunately for me. And as ever with this series, if you've seen previous iterations, we will continue to be ambitious, but absolutely rubbish. I mean, of course we're going to be. Our team principal is this man. Yeah. I don't know either. But as we've shown in the past, it's all about resilience in this series and coming back from adversity. So here we are then, round number 2 at the Spanish Grand Prix. Don't ask questions, okay? We can't actually go to Imola and Portugal in the current official F1 game. So don't worry about the official calendar. We're sort of just ignoring it, essentially. And we'll follow along as best we can. So really, if you think about it, the calendar is yet another thing we can't do right in this series. But strap yourselves in then, it's time for qualifying. It's quite an important one. In this series, obviously, we're driving as Carlos Sainz, so technically, we're at our home Grand Prix. He is the home favourite, or one of them. I suspect after Alonso's win last episode, he may be the fan favourite, I can't lie. But we go on, we're going to gloss over that, and we're getting into this one-shot quality. Very doom and gloom. Thankfully, the rain is going to stay away, because I really do not want to see what this car feels like in the wet. Absolutely not. I dread the day we get to that part of this season, but here we are going through turn 3. Pretty good actually, up into P6. You know, in the corners this car is not too bad, a little bit unstable here and there. Definitely feeling like we're losing more time on the straight still with maybe a draggy car. Maybe the engine is sorted out and a little bit better than it used to be obviously in the last season for Ferrari, but maybe the car still a little bit inefficient in terms of that department, and also on the stability as we've lost the back end on the curb. Once again, this car seems to be very peaky on the rear end when we get on these kind of higher curbs or just more 3D like curbs in the game, and we're down to P16. It would have been maybe P6, I doubt would have been that high, maybe just around the top 10 positions, but instead it's across the line and it is going to be only P16. I believe our teammate Leclerc only qualified in P11 as well, so really from both sides, honestly, not that great. So as ever on Road to Glory, sometimes we just keep going backwards. But race days where we can really make a difference, and I really hope we can actually just get to the end of the... Can we do that? Engineer, can we actually... No, we can't promise that. I'm absolutely done with this team. Strategy-wise, we'll stick to the soft compounder tyre. We'll go on to the mediums tyre, where we'll be a little bit high, so actually that may be a little bit of an issue. Once again, like Bahrain, maybe the undercut will be the way to go. But really, from where we are on the starting grid, mostly it's going to be about trying to get through, well, I would say traffic. It's not traffic exactly, because I feel like that's where the car really is. Leclerc only qualified a few more positions ahead of us. We both weren't in the top 10, so well and truly, I don't have major hopes for this race, but you never know. You never know. So with that, let's get into this then as we go to 5 red lights. Round number 2 at the Spanish Grand Prix of this Road to Glory in 2021. Lights are out and we're underway. Sluggish start there from Pierre Gasly in the AlphaTauri, and Giovinazzi as well in the Alfa Romeo. Raikkonen a good one. Tsunoda up the road trying to get through on the right hand side. Leclerc cuts him off as we're going to try and go around the outside. Now this will hopefully turn into a move also on the outside of turn 3. Yellow flags headed. Oh, it's Fernando Alonso. He's out of the Grand Prix. Last race's race winner, the shock winner, Bahrain. He's out of the first hurdle, taken out by someone, and it's a massive moment there. We go 3 wide now with Giovinazzi and Gasly, that is, and it's a fabulous move round the outside. How on earth have we actually done that? That was actually a pristine move on Gasly and Giovinazzi. We're up into P13 then, looking at the other AlphaTauri, Yuki Tsunoda, the rookie in this season, but Alonso out. So I guess the good luck pretty much ended there for Alonso. Pretty typical for him, but we're going to move on then. Back to our fight with Tsunoda, trying to look around the outside, and instead we've helped the Japanese driver out because we kind of gave him the confidence to send one down the outside of Raikkonen. We're going to get past Kimi, who looks very, very slow indeed in the Alfa Romeo, but Yuki driving very well indeed. He's up into PB11. He might even pressurize our teammate Leclerc if we're not careful. But speaking of Leclerc with an okay start, he's in the top 10, so at least that's one championship point for Ferrari. That's well, it's better than nothing, you know, better than nothing. But here we are on to lap number 2. Not too much ERS left to deploy, and Tsunoda is, well, I think the technical term is waltzing away from us like we're not even here. Where is this improved Ferrari engine? Does anyone know? Because I am not seeing it. We're keeping up with the AlphaTauri though in the corners. Sector 2 a little bit better for us, and we are now almost pushing him up that hill that was actually, which is quite nice, deploying some ERS, but it's draining so quickly at this stage of this season without any upgrades on the engine. Round the outside we go, trying to make the move stick on the outside still, and it's a big jostle for position with Yuki Tsunoda. Really great battle there. Eventually we do get that though, and we're up into P11, and now we can see one championship point ahead of us in the form of Leclerc. Let's go get it. Let's do this for Ferrari. That sounds so depressing. Where did it go wrong for Ferrari? Where did, I mean, we all know where it went wrong with Ferrari. We're looking a little bit better against Leclerc in terms of straight line speed, but that's just because he's in the same car, of course. But I think I am running a bit of a draggy setup, it would seem, to try and help us out in the corners. But I think long term, that's the better way to go. We can try our best to use the ERS the best we can. Our engineer has asked us for a change of strategy. He was suggesting I go long in this race on a set of softer. Was once again, it only took 2 episodes, but Jeff is coming out with some stupid. Did he not see the biblical undercut we got last episode? Why would we pit 2 laps later when we know the undercut's been so powerful in this season so far? As we continue to pile the pressure onto our teammate Leclerc, he's looking a bit sheepish and slow, you know. DRS open for both of us. That's helping him out a little bit in this kind of portion of the racetrack, and it's just very hard to really carve away in the last sector. Having a look around the outside, some questionable racing lines there, but it's going to work out as we're going to dance away through on the outside. Leclerc got offset on the curb, and this is turning into a Ferrari v Ferrari battle so early on this season. Do we really need to be doing this? This is for 1 championship point. We are fighting this hard for 1 point for our teammates. So if you had any doubts about this being a legit Road to Glory series for 2021, well, there you go. There you have it. We're very much far away from glory. I can't even see it's on the horizon. The only thing I can see is a whole lot of Leclerc's rear wing as the pit window opens. We want to try and get past him. We are legit faster right now at this stage, and even though we are going to pit, it would be ideal to just get past him, just to kind of maybe get on the back of Ocon, really. Trying to size up a move as we go into turn 3. Good momentum here. Leclerc leaves the door open and makes some contact. Leclerc squeezes us off. He nearly turned straight into us. Referee, get the red card. Wrong sport, wrong sport. We continue to look at the back of Leclerc's car, and we're having to also look at that disgusting Mission Winnow logo as well on the engine cover. We're going to try and send it to the inside, the last chicane, and we get the move done. But it's not going to matter too much. We come into the pit lane, but eventually we do get the move. Hopefully we'll stay ahead of Leclerc in this whole pit arrangement, because he will continue on for 1 more lap. And like in Bahrain, I feel like the tyres are going off a little bit quick here in the 25% race on the soft compounder tyre. So we're in for a set of medium yellows. I don't know, will anyone go to hards maybe? Because, you know, Catalonia is that hard on tyre wear usually, historically. So there may be some people that go on hard tyres, but at the moment it looks like everyone around me on mediums. Stroll, Norris. We've gained a bit of time there on Stroll, Norris, I feel. I think our pit crew did actually a good job for once in the Road to Glory series there with a very quick pit stop, because, yeah, we weren't this close to Stroll Norris. I think Stroll got holed up, actually, by Norris, because I think those two swapped, so we've gained from that. And Stroll, he's looking a bit slow, right? He's looking a bit vulnerable, you know. I think we should try and attack him as early as we can, and then maybe if he speeds up, then we're going to have to try and park the bus, the stadium, Maranello, everything, maybe the entirety of Italy on every apex. This is going to be the real test of the Ferrari improved engine, in quotation marks, versus Mercedes in the back of that Aston Martin, DRS open, bit of ERS deploying, but can't deploy too much. Remember, we're down to 40% already on the bottom right, but look at that. We passed Ocon and Leclerc, and we are going to absolutely send one round the outside of Lance Stroll. Little bit iffy on the exit, banging tires. We give him the room to work with the inside. He's still there. He's still got his nose in, and look at that wobble. He was still very much there. We cut across very harshly on the right to try and now go defensive to the next right-hander. These are the things you got to do when you're in a slower midfield car, but we've made the pass. We're up into P8. That has been a fantastic part of the race for us there. We've got effectively 3 cars for 1. We got Stroll on track, and we got Ocon and our teammate Leclerc in the strategy. And now we're on the back of Lando Norris in the McLaren. Ricciardo, his new teammate, up the road in P7. They're looking pretty damn strong, so I don't know. Maybe we can just stick with Norris. He does seem a little bit slow right now compared to Ricciardo, so can we have a look at him maybe at the end of the lap as we go on into the heart of lap number 10. DRS open. No DRS for the McLaren man, so we are going to have some pace versus him. Down the inside we go. Give him some space to work with there. It's going to be very fine on the exit, and we're side by side. Oh, what? Norris is out! We just took... I think we may have just taken Norris out. Lawyers, someone get the papers. Oh, wait, what's that in my ear? I'm hearing the FIA this season have got VAR. It's going to VAR. We're going to check this with VAR. Let's go to the live footage. Right, so let's see this then. We pull out to the inside with DRS. Down the inside we go. Norris on the outside. We give each other the room to work with, to be honest. As we go into the next car. Oh, the feed's cut out. And... oh, he's in the gravel. Well, if we go off that footage right there that we've got in the review box, I gotta say, I think it's legal. It's fine. Norris has taken himself out clearly by the footage we've seen there. Nothing wrong. And so once again, as it does in football so many times, VAR has got the 100% correct decision and has definitely not messed this up big time. So, under safety car then, we've got Lewis Hamilton that leads the way. He's looks like Mercedes have maybe solved their stability issues from the Bahrain Grand Prix as he still leads. Sergio Perez in second, with Valtteri Bottas in third. Then Verstappen, you've got Vettel in a lofty P5 ahead of Ricciardo. Then it's myself now ahead of Lance Stroll. You've got the Alpine of Ocon, Leclerc, and then I believe tail ending the points may just be on the AlphaTauris. We'll have to see and confirm later for you, but at the moment, lap 13 then, 4 laps to go, desperately trying to get some tyre temperatures, and at the same time you can see my game and PC are trying to gain some frames there as well in the last sector, but we're on the restart. This is a good opportunity to try and get even better than P7. We couldn't quite finish off what we started at Bahrain. Could we make up for it here at Spain, at our home race technically? Driving as Sainz, well, I mean, not after that. That was an absolutely abysmal getaway there as we were sideways on into the last corner. Typical stuff there, but to be fair, we didn't actually get a shocking getaway compared to Stroll. It was just a pretty poor one compared to Ricciardo, so we're still on him. We've got 3 laps to go off this one, so let's just keep the pressure on and see where we can go. Obviously, we can use a lot of rich mix now, having saved a lot of fuel, but we're having to go in lean mixture right now on that 15 because look how hot our engine is running. What have our engineers been doing over the winter? They've improved the engine, but at what cost? What is making this engine so warm? Like, what is the cooling available in the back of this car? I'm not convinced Ferrari's cooling technique is a guy with a squirt gun on the side of the track just trying to aim at the car whilst it goes by the pit lane. Well, we've tried our best to cool down the engine, but we're here now on the last lap of the Grand Prix, so it's now or never. We've done nothing in this race since the safety car restart there. Vettel is looking a bit slow. He's kind of pushing Ricciardo back into us, and we've kind of dropped Stroll and Ocon, surprisingly. So this is it then. Last lap. Can we make any sort of last-ditch effort? We're in rich mix now. I'm sure the engine is a bit hot still, but we've tried everything. It just won't cool down, and we've not got too much ERS left either. We're having some half-hearted attempts, but it's just nothing's just working out for us at all. And into the last sector, it's going to be difficult to do something. At the same time, we're in P7. That's a lot more points than we got last episode, so let's not throw this away. But Ricciardo is so slow. We're literally actually pushing him through. We're going to try and send a bit of contact. We need to get half spun by Ricciardo, and in the end, we just have to settle and accept that our race is only going to be good enough for P7. At least our engine didn't blow up. So in the end, looks like Mercedes found their feet then with a 1-2 actually. So they solved their issues from Bahrain. But for us, it's a P7. Leclerc got P10, so he got 1 measly point. So in the Drivers' Championship, we do move up the order, and we're actually now in the table, in the top 11 there, just behind our teammate Leclerc and P9 and 10 respectively. But in the Constructors, we actually moved backwards. We actually moved from P5 to P6 because Aston Martin scored so well. So after all of that, after all that pain and anguish of this race, doing better in this race, as a team, we still went backwards.
You amaze me every time.
I think the road to getting back here, to this cutscene, I think it's going to be a bit long, you know.